Hello children, last class we discussed about the harmful effects of microorganisms. We saw the disease causing microorganisms, that how they affect the plants, animals and human beings, and about food poisoning also. And today we'll see about the food preservation methods. Before that, it's spoiling of food, a chemical reaction. Yeah, it is a chemical reaction. Spoiling of food is a chemical reaction that is known as oxidation. Here a few pictures in when the food has been spoiled. Yeah, it is a chemical reaction which is called oxidation. That is because of addition of oxygen, dehydration and addition of an electron. That is what we refrigerate food to stop dehydration, and we cover up the food to stop oxygen to get inside. And food gets spoiled due to the influence of air, heat, light, moisture, which foster the growth of microorganisms. That is, they also help in the development of microorganisms, or they promote the growth of microorganisms. Under food preservation, today we'll see about the food preservation. Food preservation. Microorganisms spoil our food. Spoiled food emits bad smell and has a bad taste. Let us study the common methods to preserve food in our homes. We have to prevent it from the attack of microorganisms. First of all, we'll see the chemical method. Chemical method. Salt and edible salts are used, they are the common chemicals used to check the growth of microorganisms. Therefore, they are called as preservatives. We add salt or acid preservative to pickles to prevent the attack of microorganisms. This is what the salting and even excess of sugar also we add. And here are the natural preservatives for food. They have given some of the examples: rosemary extract and clove oil and other things. They are the natural preservatives for food. And some kind of oil and other things which can be used as a preservative. Sodium benzoate and this is a normal salt, common salt. Sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfite are common preservatives. They are also used in the preparation of jams and squashes. They will inhibit, if you add the preservative, they will just protect the food from spoilage. Then we'll see about preservation by common salt. Preservation by common salt. This common salt has been used to preserve meat and fish for ages. That is, it has been used for a very long time. Meat and fish are covered with dry salt. This is what the picture of salt. You can see the picture of meat and fish. They are covered with dry salt to check the growth of bacteria. Salting is also used to preserve amla, raw mangoes. Amla are nothing but the gooseberries, tamarind, etc. Then we'll see about preservation by sugar. Jams, jellies and squashes are preserved by sugar. It reduces the moisture content which stops the growth of microorganisms which spoil the food. So these you can see the picture of kind of jam here also, and squash, roasted maple jelly squash. Maple, actually this is a tree which produces a very sweet liquid which is edible. It can be used. It's used to make jellies, jam, like that. It's very famous. Preservation by, next we'll see about preservation by oil and vinegar. Use of oil and vinegar prevents spoilage of pickles because bacteria cannot grow in such an environment. Vegetable, fruits, fish, meat are often preserved by this method. Here is vinegar. This is what it's a natural preservative which can be used to preserve a lot of food items. And then we'll see about heat and cold treatment. That is very important. Boiling milk before it is stored or used kills many microorganisms. We keep our food in the refrigerator at a very low temperature. That will stop the growth of microorganisms. That is what we keep some of our food in the fridge. And now we'll see about pasteurization, which is just found out by Louis Pasteur. So only the name pasteurization. Pasteurized milk can be consumed without boiling, as it is free from harmful microorganisms. What is the treatment in pasteurization of milk is, the milk is heated to about 70 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds and then suddenly chilled and stored. By doing so, it prevents the growth of microorganisms. I already said this was a process was discovered by Louis Pasteur, hence the name pasteurized milk. I think you have seen on the cover and all, it will come pasteurized milk. So that is free. That kind of milk, they are free from microorganisms. This is how they do pasteurization. You can have a picture. Then we'll see about storage and packing. These days, dry fruits and even vegetables are sold they are sealed. They are sealed in airtight packets. How they are sold is in sealed airtight packets to prevent the attack of microorganisms. So you can here see a picture of dry fruits. All it can be stored in dry packets, airtight packets. So it will not be just spoiled by microorganisms. Okay, these are the different ways by which you can preserve the food. Common salt, sugar, oil and vinegar, and pasteurization, or in airtight packets. Now we'll see nitrogen fixation. This is also very important. Nitrogen fixation. Fixation of nitrogen in leguminous plants. Leguminous plants are the pulses. Okay, pulses. What are pulses? All these are pulses. Pulses means lentils. Okay, green gram, chana dal, all these are pulses. So they are always rich in, you know very well, they are rich in proteins. Okay, and protein contains nitrogen as one of the component. So these are very rich in proteins. These are known as pulses. Okay, they were in all these pulses, fixation of nitrogen, leguminous plants, all these pulses, and rhizobium, bacteria lives in the root nodules of leguminous plants. This is a picture of the bacteria rhizobium, which is a very helpful, beneficial role, and it has got a symbiotic relationship with the roots of the leguminous plants, these pulses. Symbiotic relationship is in the benefit, both are mutually benefited. That is what it is, a symbiotic relationship, such as beans and peas. Nitrogen gets fixed through the action of lightning also. This is another method by which atmospheric nitrogen is fixed into the soil. Apart from that, it is fixed by this rhizobium bacteria, and it lives in the roots of, this is what the nodules you can see in the roots of leguminous plants. These nodules, in these nodules the bacteria fixes the atmospheric nitrogen, and then it can be utilized by the plants through the roots. These are the nodules which are rich in nitrogenous compounds. So the main thing is by the bacteria rhizobium. And whatever the nitrogen has been used, the amount of nitrogen, it remains always constant in the atmosphere. That also can be explained by nitrogen cycle. Okay, let me give the explanation of nitrogen cycle, then we'll see the picture of nitrogen cycle. Our atmosphere has 78% of nitrogen. Nitrogen is one of the main essential constituents of all living organisms. The atmospheric nitrogen cannot be taken directly by the plants and animals. So certain bacteria and blue-green algae present in the soil fixes this nitrogen from the atmosphere and convert into compounds of nitrogen which can be used by the plants from the soil. So nitrogen is then used by the plants for the synthesis of plant proteins and other compounds. Animals feeding on the plants get these proteins and other nitrogen compounds by consuming them. So what happens again, when plants and animals die, the bacteria and fungi present in the soil convert the nitrogenous waste into nitrogenous compounds to be used by the plants again. And certain other bacteria which are present in the soil convert this nitrogenous compounds into nitrogenous gas, which again it goes back to the atmosphere. As a result, the percentage of nitrogen in the atmosphere remains more or less the constant. So here also a picture of a leguminous plant with root nodules it's given, and we'll see the nitrogen cycle. How that is what I explain now. Again, by seeing the picture, I will explain to you the nitrogen cycle so that it will be very useful for you. This is nitrogen cycle. You can see again here the atmospheric nitrogen. This by a little bit percentage by lightning, atmospheric nitrogen is fixed in the soil by lightning, and this is by the nitrogen fixing bacteria and blue-green algae. The atmospheric nitrogen fixing the bacteria fixing nitrogen into, it converts nitrogen into nitrogenous compounds which is fixed in the soil, and it will be utilized by the plants for its growth. Okay, proteins, the main component of protein in this protein, nitrogen is the main compound. Say they are useful by to make plants use it for making proteins, plant proteins, which again animal eat. So the animals which eat the plants, they also get the protein nitrogen. Okay, then what happens? Nitrogenous waste from excretion and death. When the animals die, and from the waste products, again what? Some of the bacteria, when the animals die, some of the bacteria and fungi convert this into nitrogenous waste. Again, it will be going back to the soil. Again, nitrogenous waste will be going back to the soil, which will be again utilized by the plants for its growth. And what happens in the soil? Some of the bacteria turn these nitrogenous compounds into gaseous nitrogen, which again goes back to the atmospheric nitrogen. So the percentage of nitrogen present in the atmosphere will be more or less constant. This is known as the nitrogen cycle. This is very, very important. And this bacteria and blue-green algae, the rhizobium, plays an essential role, symbiotic relationship with the roots of the leguminous plants, that is pulses, mainly pulses, bees, peas, and all lentils. Okay, so that is the end of the lesson. I think I've made it clear for you. So you just do, what you have to do is you have the exercises which is given in the right in your textbook, and please find out the answers for the exercises which are given at the back of your textbook. And you can write all these exercises which are given at the back of your textbook in your classwork and keep it ready. And you also read. Okay children, thank you, have a good day.